Hey guys, so welcome to the measurement chapter. The very first question says Marino is putting a fence around his paddock shown below. Part A says how many meters of fencing will he need in order to fence everything but the front part. So as we can see, this is sort of like a upside down trapezium. This particular lawn there, or whatever paddock there. Now the front part is this portion here, which is the 23 meters as indicated right there. Now it says part A is how many meters of fencing will be needed to fence everything but the front lawn. So let me use a different color here to indicate the part that we need to figure out. So we need to figure out the fencing for that 63 meters plus 45 meters. Now adding all these three together, we get 156 meters. Now remember guys, you do not include the front bit because the question explicitly says how much fencing is needed for everything but the front part. Now part B says, if the fencing costs $19 per square meter, now let me underline that, it costs $19 per meter, not square meter, apologies, per meter, what will be the total cost? Now, if the total fencing was 156 meters and it's $19 per meter, then it's simply $19 multiplied by 156, which gives me $2,964. So, in order to fence those three sides, it'll cost Marino $2,964. Now, as you can see, guys, I've run out a little bit of space here, but I do urge you, when you do answer questions like these, please do answer them in a statement form once you have found the answer. So for part A, the answer could be the total number of fencing that will be needed is 156 meters, and for part B, the total cost will be $2,964. It'll take you another 20-30 seconds, but it'll make sure that the teacher or whoever's marking your question is completely aware of what the final answer is. Alrighty, so now let's move on to the next question. So this question says, Ulysses is replacing some of the windows in his car. The windscreen is 1.5 meters by 0.8 meters, while the driver window is 0.6 meters by 0.45 meters. Now, if it costs $43 per square meter to replace the windows, how much will the whole job cost? Alright, so now let's completely draw this out. So we have the windscreen, which is 1.5 meters by 0.8 meters. So that's the windscreen here. Then we have the driver window, which is 0.6 meters by 0.45 meters. So first, let's figure out what the area is for each of these. So for the windscreen, we have 1.5 meters by 0.8 meters. So 1.5 times 0.8 gives me 1.2 meters squared. Then we have the driver window, which is 0.6 meters multiplied by 0.45 meters, which gives me 0.27 meters squared. So the total area that needs to be replaced is 1.2 plus 0.27. We can do that on the side here. 0.27, and that gap can be filled with a 0. Let's add that through. So we have 7 plus 0 is 7, 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. So the total area that needs to be replaced is 1.47 meters squared. Now it says if it costs $43 per square meter to replace the windows, how much will the whole job cost? So if it's $43 per square meter, then it's 43 times 1.47. That'll give us the total cost. Now I'm going to put this straight into the calculator here to save a little bit of time, but I do urge you, in order to be able to just practice your multiplication with these decimals, I do urge you to do that yourself. So 43 times 1.47 gives me $63.21. So $63.21. 21 cents. So to answer this question, it'll be how much will the whole job cost? Therefore, the whole job will cost $63.21. Now, moving on to the next question. All right, so this particular question says, Julian wants to cover his entire circular front yard in concrete. Now, if the radius of the yard is 4.3 meters, how much area will he need to cover? Now, if the job costs him $13.50 per square meter, how much area, or how much will the whole job cost him? All right, so once again, let's quickly draw this out. So he has a circular front yard with a radius of 4.3 meters. Now, the area for a circle, so he needs to find this entire area here. So let me use a different color. So he needs to find this entire area here because he wants to cover the entire circular front yard into concrete. So he has the area of the circle right there is simply pi r squared, which is the same as saying pi times r, where pi is simply 3.14, which is what we're going to use for simplicity's sake, and r is simply radius, which is 4.3. So 3.14 times 4.3 times 4.3 gives me 58.06 meters squared for the area. So it says how much area will he need to cover? Therefore, he will need to cover 58.06 meters squared of area. Now it says if the job costs him $13.50 per square meter, how much will the whole job cost him? So if 1 square meter is $13.50, then 58.06 is simply 1350 times 58.06. Now, if I was to put this straight into the calculator, I would get an answer of $783.81. So to answer this question, how much will the whole job cost him? Therefore, the whole job will cost him $783.81. So again, guys, please do answer questions in a statement form. Makes it a lot easier for the person who's marking it to really check the answer. Moving on to the next question. So this question says, Tyler is paving the entire area around his pool as shown below. How much area will he need to pave? So we have this big rectangle here, 14 meters by 6 meters, which is the obviously maybe his backyard, and then he has the pool sitting in the side there. So the area that he needs to actually pave is this area here, so everything but the actual pool. So this entire area needs to be paved. So let's first find the area for the big rectangle here. So let's first draw that out. So it's 14 meters by 6 meters. Now the area of this particular triangle or rectangle is simply 14 meters by 6 meters, which gives us 84 meters squared. So 84 meters squared is the area for the entire bit there. So let me just quickly use a different color to show you which area I'm talking about. So that is the entire area there, including the pool. Now let's find the area of the pool separately. So I will call it P. And that is 4.3 meters by 2 meters. So the area of the pool is equal to 4.3 meters multiplied by 2 meters, which gives me 8.6 meters squared. So the area that he needs to pave, so the area of the paving is simply 84 meters squared minus the area of the pool, which is 8.6 meters squared, which gives me 75.4 meters squared. So it says how much area will he need to pave? Therefore, he will need to pave 75.4 meters squared of area. Alrighty, now let's have a look at the next question. Alright, so this question says, a shoebox which has a length of 20 centimeters, a width of 8 centimeters, and a height of 6 centimeters is used to store sand. How much sand can the shoebox hold? So, let's draw this out. We have a shoebox here. So the length of this is 20 centimeters. The width is 8 centimeters. And finally, the height is 6 centimeters. So this is a rectangular prism, as we can see, because it says it's a shoebox with a length, width, and height. Now, how much can the shoebox hold? When we say how much a shoebox can hold, we are implying that we need to find the volume. Now, the volume of this particular rectangular prism is simply length times width times the height. So length in this case is 20 centimeters. Width in this case is 8 centimeters. And height in this case is 6 centimeters. So 20 times 8 gives me 160. Times 6 gives me 960. Then we have centimeters times centimeters times centimeters, which is simply centimeters cubed. Now, as we know, volume always has units of measurement in the cubic form. So, how much sand can the shoebox hold? Therefore, the shoebox can hold 960 centimeters cube of sand. So guys, that brings us to the end of the measurements chapter, where we had a look at a number of different questions involving area and perimeter. I hope that was helpful. Make sure you have a go at the worksheets, and I will see you in the very next lecture. Thanks, guys.